Heyo, Plaidman here. So, it's been a minute since I've done a thing. It's annoying because I'm like reading books, and that takes a certain amount of time, and I'm also watching TV shows, and that takes a certain amount of time, and then watching movies, and that takes a certain amount of time, and justifications are non-existent because I have a plethora of things to talk about. And it was so fascinating because I was talking to two different wonderful human beings in my life. Three if you include my wife. I just talk to her all the time, so she's a wonderful human being. I talk to her, so what is this? I talk to my wife. She's a wonderful person I talk to. It is not worth noting, but maybe for people like you, it is worth noting. So I tell the people of the internet, it is worth noting. Have you noticed this chain? My wife got me this. It is wonderful. I love her for it. She also got me this ring, and she makes me happy every day. Sometimes sad, but mostly happy. Mostly happy. Those of you who think marriage is bullcrap, I tell you, having one woman to deal with instead of 10 Tinder bullcrap, much better. And I feel like I should make a separate video about dating sites. I might do that later, but not right now. Anyways, so in the process of talking to a friend of mine, I realized, oh my God, I have this amazing show that I watched. Cyrus, stop it. Sorry, Cyrus is trying to get to one of my cats, Embers. And unfortunately, if I allow him, he will be an asshole to her, which is annoying. Anyhow, stop it. Okay. I might have to redo this video because this dog is being so extra. So this show that I'm talking about, Sarah's off, is called Inside Man. And if you're not familiar with it, okay, it's on Netflix. I think it was made by Netflix, and it's with Stanley Tucci and some other wonderful human beings who I'm going to look up right now. For those of you who are in the know, David Tennant, who's known from, Doctor Who. Sorry, he was one of the most well-known doctors from Doctor Who. Now, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, so I can't speak to that. But he killed it in this. And effectively, you have kind of two stories. You have the story with David Tennant and the Doctor Who fame, and then the story with Stanley Tucci. And if you don't know who Stanley Tucci is, he was the assistant, like the executive assistant in Devil Wears Prada. Like the guy with the shaved head. He's in oodles of movies. You've clearly seen him. And if you don't know who he is, look him up online. His name is Stanley, and then Tucci is Tucci. He's awesome. He's a wonderful actor. So effectively what the show is about, what the description is, let's just do this description. A prisoner on death row, which is Stanley Tucci, in the U.S., and a woman trapped in a cellar under English vicarage. Vicarage being like a biblical, like a priest. Okay, like the vicar, they call the vicar a priest over there. So effectively, a priest, David Tennant, and Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci's on death row in the United States, and this priest, who's a vicar, played by David Tennant in the UK, he's got a woman, the vicar has a woman in his thing. Trapped in a cellar under an English vicarage. Cross paths in the most unexpected way. Now, okay, that is a beautifully simplistic description of the show. And I don't want to give any spoilers because I want you, my viewers, to watch the show and enjoy the show and love it. Because it's so wonderful. I feel like there's only a few episodes. I don't know how to look that up. Scroll. TV series, episodes. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. There's only 4 episodes. Okay, sorry. To me, I kept saying 6 when I was telling my friend. But here's the thing. There's only 4 episodes, and the characters in it are so interesting. Not all of them. There's a couple of them, like the journalist, I don't really like. I feel like it's a DI hire because the industry, and they're like, we just need to put a person of DI in here. And like, we're just going to cram them in. And it's like, okay, do they have a character? No, not really. Okay, they're kind of basic. But I will say this. David Tennant and Stanley Tucci's characters and how they're portrayed are so amazing and so well done. And it gives you this interesting concept and question of right and wrong in a beautiful way. And it makes you introspect on what you would do in a similar situation, which is something that very few TV shows do. It's something that I would honestly pretty much singularly attribute to Black Mirror, because the Black Mirror show, which I'm working through, does that almost every episode of like, what would you do in this scenario? And frankly, this show just bangs it out of the park. It's 4 episodes, so it's and I think they're an hour long or something like that. They're amazing. Must watch, definitely, and it's free. It's on Netflix. Yeah, so watch the show. It's called The Inside Man. Yeah, Inside Man. No, not just Inside Man. Which, not to be confused with the really awesome Denzel Washington and Clive Owen movie called Inside Man, but that's a movie. And full disclosure, I don't know what Hollywood's naming practices are. Like, it seems weird to me how, like, this can be made. I guess it's a TV show, so it's not the movie, so it doesn't interfere. I'm kind of curious as I get into writing my own stuff, like, what does it mean if I use the same title? How long do I have to wait? Whatever. But I don't know. But the long and the short of it is this. David Tennant is a priest, and he is confronted with one thing, and he tries to solve it with this other thing, and it just goes downhill from there. And on the other hand, you have Stanley Tucci, who has admittedly killed his wife, and he's on death row for killing his wife. And interesting facts, they don't know where the body is. So, like, he killed his wife and hid the body, and nobody knows where it is. So his in-laws are, like, deeply curious and very powerful. And interestingly enough, Stanley Tucci's character kind of has this Sherlock Holmes-esque ability to discern factoids and whatever. So he's set up this thing of, like, yeah, I'll help other crimes, but they have to be under my certain dictation and certain things. Otherwise, I don't want to mess with it. And then he has kind of a partner in crime, a person who's adjacent to him and on death row, who has a perfect memory of things and is a fascinating character in and of itself. And interestingly, I just want to say this because I said the other thing on the DI. The person who is Stanley Tucci's, like, assistant, if you will, his partner, his person who's a cell next door on death row, even though one could perceive him as a DEI, I don't. I think, even if he is, I'm like, I applaud him because he did a amazing job as the character. And I'm like, yeah, great. If you keep hiring people like that and having characters like that, then you can totally hide this concept of DEI. In the sense of like, oh, cool, I don't mind people of color and people of weird things and this, that, and the other thing being in the show or the movie or whatever, as long as it makes sense. And his character did. And my only gripe on the whole show is the journalist felt so, like, contrived and didn't know what they were doing with it. And it upset me because it just felt like she was this weird vehicle to, like, connect the stories, and therefore didn't have any of her own, like, realisticness. But that's for you to judge. I don't want to ruin it for you. So spoilers aside, watch the show. It's called Inside Man. It's on Netflix. I love you. Plaid Man out. Bye.